It's the big game in the IPL, RCB versus RR Eliminator number 1, and we are here with our big preview. What we're going to do in this video is take a look at 5 big points that will help you understand and determine which team goes in with a slight advantage over the other in this crucial encounter. Remember, it's a game between a team which at one point was top of the table and the other which at one point was right at the bottom of the table. But now, as things stand, they are going to be competing for that spot into qualifier number 2. 2 out of the last 4 teams standing in IPL 2024. Sanju Samson versus Faf du Plessis. It's going to be, but we all know, 2 big Indian players. It's going to be a contest between Virat Kohli, Sanju Samson. Okay, let's take a look at the 5 factors and see which team holds the edge. Factor number 1 is form and momentum. No surprises for guessing which team has that. This is the graph. The red one, of course, RCB, the blue one of Rajasthan Royals, and you can see this is from 25th April, wherein the RCB team had just lost every game that they had played, only 1 win in the first 8 games they had played, and were on the verge of elimination. From there on, they turned around their season. This is from 25th April onwards, and the graph has continued to go up. 6 wins in a row for them. Form and momentum not going Rajasthan's way. They were sitting pretty on top of the table, now are outside the top 2 when the playoffs has come. They won their game that was on the 27th, because we're looking after 25th April, but from there on it's been a downward curve for them, and 4 straight losses. The last one, an abandoned game, also not helping their cause. So if you look at factor number 1, it's clearly RCB. So 1-0 to RCB at the moment. Factor number 2 is what has been their record this season. They've met once in this season. That game was played on the 4th of April 2024. RCB got 183. Virat Kohli's 113, RR chased that down, Josh Butler getting 100, Sanju Samson 69. You'll remember this game for Virat Kohli's 100, which went down in history as the slowest 100 in IPL history, and that brought him a lot of flack. But since then, Virat Kohli has turned around his season, not just amongst the runs, which he always is, but also in terms of his strike rate, which has seen an upward curve for him. In fact, RCB from the 4th of April to now is a completely different kettle of fish. RR, exactly a different kettle of fish, only thing they have gone down. However, because we're looking at that one game that was played between these 2 teams, that result went in RR's favor. So factor number 2 goes to RR. It is 1-all at the moment. Let's take a look at factor number 3, and that is high pressure games. What happens in high pressure games? This season, RCB have played 6 high pressure games, and what's happened? They've come out victorious in all 6 occasions. RR have played 0 high pressure games because they had qualified for the playoffs well in advance, eventually had to fight for the top 2, but also did not get to play that last game. So not too many high pressure games. This becomes important because this is a high pressure game. 1 loss and you are eliminated. RCB have handled pressure well this season. They've shown. RR, they haven't had a chance to feel and perform under that pressure. So on this factor, it is clearly RCB that have the edge. So 2-1 overall in favor of RCB. Factor number 4, we're looking at player comebacks. RCB had to get back Glenn Maxwell, and he's done rather well for them. He got about 11 odd in the previous game versus CSK, but it was his bowling that was a revelation. He had a decent outing, so he's back in some sort of form for RCB. That's an advantage. But RR, that's where things get interesting. They will have a Sandeep Sharma. Remember, Sandeep Sharma did not play that previous game which RR won against RCB this season. And why I've gotten Sandeep Sharma's name? Because now he will be playing this game, and Sandeep Sharma has the wood over Virat Kohli. If you take a look at their overall careers, I think 15 times they've played against each other. 7 times Sandeep Sharma has dismissed him. Okay, admittedly, last few seasons Virat has been rather good against Sandeep Sharma, but overall record is in Sandeep's favor. So that's a matchup to look out for. And the one area of concern that RR has had ever since they've lost Shimron Hetmeyer on the 2nd of May because of injury, they've had a bit of a downward curve. Him getting back, and we are hearing reports that he may be fit and available for this game. That makes RR's middle order very strong. So him coming back, 2 factors going in RR's favor compared to 1 for RCB. So overall, in our factor number 4, this round goes to Rajasthan Royals. So our overall score now is 2-all. Now to the decider, the final factor, factor number 5. Let's see who gets the edge, and that is the venue in Ahmedabad, because remember, this game would be played in Ahmedabad. We're getting to know that it's going to be a high scoring ground. To begin the season, we didn't see very high scoring encounters at Ahmedabad, but the last 3-4 encounters have been 200 plus or almost around 200. High scoring encounter, many would say, would suit RCB. So that's one thing. Secondly, RCB have played a game in Ahmedabad this season, and guess what? That game they won. That was the game where Will Jacks got 100. Virat Kohli, if I'm not mistaken, got a 70 odd. So that was a game that RCB will remember. RR unfortunately have not played this season at Ahmedabad, so that could be a slight disadvantage for them. So this round goes to RCB. So in our overall score of the 5 factors that we're looking at, 3-2 to RCB. And guess what? I'll just make it an even Stevens contest. I will bring in a 6th factor, and that 6th factor is what you call the law of averages. Some believe in it, some don't. But what does the law of averages say? It says that at some point that winning streak of RCB has to end, and at some point the losing streak of Rajasthan Royals also has to end. Will this be the encounter in Ahmedabad? Who knows? But if you are a believer in law of averages, you could take that into account and call it an even Stevens contest, 3-all. But if you're not, then it's 3-2 in favor of the RCB. You let us know who you think are the favorites going ahead into this encounter. We'd love to know your thoughts as well as your reasoning behind it. Do drop us a comment and let us know. For more such content, don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today. Bye-bye for now.